This is Tony Biondo for PhatLipMMA.com, and we are at Phat Freddie's Custom Cycles, and this is the man with the plan. This is Fred Stewart, one of the baddest builders around. He's an old school bike builder, and he's done some tremendous products, including the Gyrocycle Fight Series bike that a lot of the fighters today are familiar with. It's at all our shows, and you've seen me around on it. This is the guy that built it. Fred, how long have you been building bikes?
Been building and working on bikes all my life.
All his life. There you go. There you go.
58 years old and been doing it.
58 years old, and he is as old school as it gets. It's where old school meets new technology. Now let's take the time to look at some of the projects that Fred has done. If you'll follow us this way, this right here, of course, is the Gyrocycle Fight Series bike. This bike was built with an MMA theme. And Fred built this thing with his hands from the ground up. It's a 113 cubic inch Ultima El Bruto engine. It's a 250 Avon Venom back tire. And you can see this is all custom chain work that Fred did, welded with brass knuckles. It's powder coated. This right here is the Ultima pipes. What are those pipes?
Big Growls.
Big Growl pipes produced by Ultima. Everything you see on this bike is pretty much Ultima. Like I said, it's an 08 and it's a custom 113 cubic inches, and believe me guys, it is just evil. Evil. Old school Springer front end on the front. So it's just, like I said, it's old school meets new technology, and Fred did an outstanding job. And for some of you fighters that have seen this thing, you've seen it in person, you know that it's pretty sick. Right behind us is another bike that Fred built. This is an old school rigid. It's also a 113 cubic inch El Bruto Ultima engine. It's like the John Deere green with the silver ghost flames in it, with the old school Springer front end, the ape hangers. And this bike is owned by a gentleman by the name of Joe Elliott, who is also a huge MMA fan. And you'll probably see Joe at some of the Gyrocycle Fight Series shows. Joe also has one of Fred's signatures. It's the welded chain with powder coating all over it. Joe's got a little bit smaller back tire on this. This is this a 200?
200.
It's a 200 back tire on the back. And when you see this thing in the sunlight, it is just striking. Just an awesome machine. So when Joe's done going around there, giving everybody a good look at that, we'll go into the back room and we'll look at some of Fred's most recent work. Some old Ironhead Sportsters.
Well, I got this nice old junky one in here.
Oh yeah, we got this old junky one in here. This is Fred's bike. This is the skull bike that Fred built. We're in Fred's paint booth right now. You can see there's bikes everywhere. This is kind of a cool bike. This was all custom work that Fred did with fiberglass. He's pretty talented when it comes to that stuff. As you can see, it all lights up. All the front fenders made out of fiberglass skulls. It's just a really interesting bike. He's also got a 113 Ultima El Bruto engine on this bad boy.
One of the first ones.
One of the first ones. And this is also a pretty evil machine. Fred turns a lot of heads, pisses me off when we go places. Everybody looks at this bike instead of mine. It really pisses me off. There you go. Now let's take a look at some of the old school Sportsters that Fred's done. There's a bike in here of particular interest. It's a old school Ironhead Sportster, and it's all gangstered out. It's black with white wall tires. And it has a Springer front end on it as well. White wall tires. And it's a Harley Davidson 1000 Sportster. And this is Fred's wife's bike, Joan. And you probably see this around town. You see occasionally at some of the bike runs. And you'll see it at TJ's quite a bit.
This is the one you see the trophies stacked around.
Yeah, this is the one that's always engulfed in trophies. This is Mike Rogers' favorite bike. This is and when you see it in person, you know why. It's just completely old school gangster, full of class, and it's all murdered out. But as you can see, it still captures elegance, and it is just roars. It's just an evil machine. Fred built this with his hands as well. And right over here is the latest bike that he did this past spring. This, in addition to this Harley Davidson, This is another old Harley Davidson. This is a 1978 or 79, Fred?
80.
A 1980 Harley Davidson Ironhead Sportster 1000. And Fred went through it with a fine tooth and comb, rebuilt it. As you can see, the lower end is all powder coated. It's all black. Not a whole lot of chrome on it, and this is just a wicked, wicked bike, just waiting for somebody to take it home. It's a pearl Cadillac Escalade white with gold ghost flames in it. Just a sick looking machine. Old school king and queen seat on the back. That's just amazing. Kind of a little bit of a rake. What's the rake on this, Fred?
This is 47 degrees total.
47 degrees total. So if anybody's looking for an amazing vintage motorcycle, this bad boy is it. It has no miles on it. So if anybody's interested, give them a shout at www.phatfreddiescustoms.com. Or you can get a hold of us at fatlipmma.com and just leave me a message on my email and just attention about the choppers. In addition to this bike, this bike was on a cover of the Gyra Cycles 08 catalog. This is a root beer theme with gold ghost flames that Fred incorporated into the tank and the whole paint scheme. Fred, if you would come over here and demonstrate. This is an air ride seat.
This is one of Paul Cox's first air ride.
Yeah, Paul Cox, another famous builder. This is an air ride seat. Super, super cool.
So you can adjust it for it's nice and soft, or you can adjust it to where it's just as hard as your rigid.
Right, and for those guys that are into pussy softails, that's where this this seat comes in.
That's exactly what it's for.
So it's also got a 250 rear tire on it. This is a 100 cubic inch Ultima El Bruto, and it's diamond cut on the valves here. It's a 3-inch belt drive, and in addition to being just a sick ass looking bike, it was built by a custom quality builder right here, Phat Freddie's. If you can come around here, Joe, you can also see these what we call crack pipes. This just makes for a wicked, wicked sound, and you can see that they've been wrapped with the heat tape, which makes it even cooler. This machine is also available for purchase. You can get a hold of us at fatlipmma.com, or you can go through Phat Freddie's Custom Motorcycles. You can find him on the web as well. Freddie he's a big supporter of MMA, and he'll be at all the Gyrocycle Fight Series, so if you're interested in one of these bikes, just ask for Phat Freddie. He will be around at every one of our shows. So on behalf of Phat Freddie's Custom Choppers, I'm Tony Biondo for fatlipmma.com. Peace.